Buongiorno! Thank you for joining me. I'm going to be showing you how to make a simple and easy pizza dough. The ingredients are 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 2 1/4 teaspoon of active yeast, and this is the yeast that I use. 1 cup of warm water, 3 cups of flour, and a little extra for when you knead the dough and for your hands. You will also be using 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. The first step will be mixing the dry yeast and sugar. You can place this somewhere warm, like on top of your stovetop, and leave it there for 5 minutes and it will bubble up, and that will let you know that it's ready. It's been 10 minutes and my yeast has bubbled up. And this is when you know that the yeast is ready to be used. So now we're going to go ahead and mix it with our flour. We're going to add our salt into the flour, and we're going to add the yeast in there, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of oil. And we're going to get in there and mix it all up. Don't be scared to get your hands dirty, because you're going to get your hands dirty. And as you can see, the dough is coming together. And at this point, if you're having a hard time mixing the dough, you can add a little bit of water, but you have to be careful not to add too much water, or else it's going to be a little too soft and you'll have to add more flour to it. So you can have a little bit of water in a cup. Here goes just in case. A little bit of water just to get it going. And then from here, we're mixing this up nicely, incorporating all the flour in there. From here, you're going to go ahead and pour this onto your countertop. Make sure your countertop is clean. And we're going to add a little flour to here. Get all the flour in there. As you can see, there's still some that's a little loose, so I'm going to add a little bit more water into this so it comes together nicely. Starting to form into dough. This part takes a little bit of some elbow grease, so you're going to be here for a good 5 to 10 minutes kneading the dough. And it's a little sticky. So I'm going to add a little bit of flour to this and then knead it some more. So if your dough is too dry, you can always add water. If you add too much water, you can always add a little bit of flour. Just add a little bit as you go until you get a nice and hard ball like this. And you're going to keep kneading this You're gonna form it into a ball. You're gonna need a large mixing bowl and a damp cloth. Then you're gonna add 1 tablespoon to the bowl. And you're gonna swirl the dough ball in here. Make sure that the dough ball is covered in oil. And then you're going to place your damp cloth over it. And you can set this to the side somewhere warm on top of your stove or in your oven for 1.5 hours to 2. So I'll see you back here in 2 hours and we will check the dough out. It's been 2 hours and this is how our dough is looking. This will give you enough for 2 to 3 pizzas. I'm just gonna make one tonight, so I'm gonna use half and then freeze the rest. You can freeze this and bring it out when you're gonna make pizza and have it ready for whenever you feel like having pizza. There you are. You can freeze your pizza sauce and that I also showed you how to make, and you'll be ready to have pizza anytime. You're gonna sprinkle a little flour on your countertop. And just go at it. Start making it into a circle. I'm gonna put some It's okay if it's not a perfect circle. It's nice and thin, not too thick and not too thin, because if you roll it out too thin, you might get holes. Like I got a little hole in here, but I just pushed some of the other dough into it and closed that hole up. And there you have it, an easy and delicious pizza dough. Easy to make and less expensive than buying out